that ball.
Rambo Radio with your host, Jen T.
Fuck, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, fucking Jen is a warlord.
I'm fucking coming for you.
Now I feel poo coming out of my bum. So it's a lot right now. Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Rambo Radio. I am your host, Jen T. Twitter and Instagram at Jen T523. Oh, I am so tired, y'all. Holy shit. The last 72 hours? A complete shit show. I've just been trying to survive. Oh my God. I don't know how I made it to turn this thing on, but somehow I have. I'm just thankful to be alive, okay? I will get into all the details. Starting with Customer of the Week. Well, this lady, this was a weird situation because this customer came in the store and I'd never seen her before, but she was talking to people like she knew everybody. So I didn't pay too much attention to it, but I kind of caught a vibe. So I was like, I'm gonna keep my distance away from this lady because something don't seem right. This bitch was dressed for a Poison concert, had the tatas out, but then had house slippers on. So I was like, yeah, something ain't right, Jack. We better keep our distance. It just was a crazy white lady in disguise. Sure enough, she allegedly had a return, but didn't have a receipt. And so my initial boss came over, and he's a pretty cool guy, but he'll explain something to you twice, and if he has to explain it a third time, he immediately, the Sicilian in him comes out and cannot be controlled. He gets very upset. So this lady was like, I have a return. And he was like, great. Do you have a receipt? And she goes, no, I don't. And he goes, okay, well, I'm sorry. I can't do that return for you. He was like, excuse me? She's like, I already talked to your boss. She said you can do the return without the receipt. And he goes, well, I'm telling you, I'm in charge. She's not here right now. So I'm in charge, and these are the rules. No receipt, no return. She goes, then I'm going to wait till your boss comes back. And he goes, well, then fine. You can wait all you want. No receipt, no return. And so he walked away, and I was like, hey, man, I'm going to head to lunch. He's like, have you helped that lady before? And I was like, I caught a vibe, and I said, let me keep my distance as far as I can. And he goes, that's a good idea. He's like, that lady is a bitch. And I was like, yeah! Woo! I said, my man's just fired up. If he starts cursing, I know it's game time. He's riled up. He's ready. He's ready for war. It's like, that lady's a bitch. I tried to help her, and she got crazy with me. And I was like, don't get crazy with me, because I'll get crazy back. And I was like, oh, shit. And I was like, well, I'm going to go grab something to eat. Bye. And what transpired for the next hour and change will go down in history as the craziest thing. Probably one of the top 2 craziest things that's happened with a customer. So basically, when my actual general manager arrived, the lady was like, yeah, I talked to you on the phone. You said I could return this without a receipt. And my boss was like, I never said that. And our policy is no return, no receipt, no return. She goes, you told me I could return this. And now I came down here and you're lying to me? She goes, yeah, I never spoke to anybody today about a return. And she's like, yes, you did. Yes, you did. And she started to get into a wrestling stance. This old lady got into a wrestling stance. Now, mind you, when I say old lady, this lady is probably in her 60s. But like I said, she was dressed like she's going to go to like a Poison concert. Like, I'm skinny pop. Every rose has its thorn. Mama's fallen angel. This bitch was trying to rock out and it wasn't happening. Both of my bosses shut it down. They're like, nah, we can't accept this without a return. Sorry. And she was like, well, I'm not leaving until you accept this return. It's like, oh, okay. You want to fight, huh? Okay. She was like, I'm not leaving until you accept my return. And then my boss was like, okay, well, this is the policy. If you don't have a receipt, I can't take your return. So if you aren't going to return something without a receipt, you're going to have to leave. And then when she said, you're going to have to leave, this old lady was like, make me. If this lady looked like she's going to a Poison concert, I equate her to being like Biff Tannen's wife in Back to the Future 2. Like, this bitch was just like a fucking weirdo rocker, like fucking 2025. 2025 Poison concert. Married to Biff Tannen. Oh my God. This bitch was wilding out. And she's like, make me leave. Make me. And then my boss was like, okay. And her boss came up and was like, okay, ma'am. So I know you're trying to return something. He just happened to be there, district manager. So he was just like, hey, so this is our policy. I know you're trying to return something. You don't have a receipt. We've asked you to leave. So I'm going to call security. And she goes, oh, don't call security. Call the police. And then my boss was like, okay, well, I'll call the police. If you don't want to talk to security, I'll call the police. So, but he called security. And so security pulled up. And they're like, hey, ma'am, so we're hearing that you don't want to leave the store. And they've asked you to leave. And if you've been asked to leave and you're still here, that's trespassing. This is a privately owned business. We're going to have to ask you to leave. And she's like, make me leave. And, and the guy was like, oh, okay, well, if you don't want to leave, then I'm going to have to call the police. She goes, good, call the police. Let's get the police down here. And then so called the police. The homie who trains jiu-jitsu, Officer Rich, a.k.a. the IE bad boy, pulled up with 3 of his other sheriff homies. And they're like, hey, so we heard you don't want to leave, huh? Well, you're going to have to leave now. Because if you don't leave, we're going to take you to jail. And she goes, make me. And she gets in like a wrestling stance. And she keeps staring at my boss like, make me. And so Officer Rich was like, hey, yeah, you should just go. It's time to go. Leave, or we're gonna cuff you. And she's like, nah, make me. And then he was like, okay. So he went to go grab her wrist, and she swung at him. And so obviously, when you swing on a cop, all bets are off. So she swung on him. And he did some crazy ass jujitsu takedown and slammed his bitch right on the concrete. And then some little old Chinese grandma was like, oh, no. Oh, too much. Maybe you don't need to be so mean to her. Let her go. It's okay. Let her go. And it's like, ma'am, once you attempt to assault a cop, you're going to jail. We're just going to determine how long it is, the longer you resist. And when I talked to Rich, when I talked to Rich at Open Mat, he was like, that lady was a strong ass lady. It took 3 of us. She didn't want to get in the car. She kept trying to do the starfish. And the old starfish technique is where you splay, you extend your arms and your legs. It's a technique that's used, they tell people to use or women to use if you're going to get kidnapped and they're trying to push you in a car, that you extend your arms and legs and hook them to the frame of the car so you can't be pushed in the car. It makes it harder for them to push you in the car, which buys you time, right? So they had already cuffed her, but she still did the starfish with her fucking feet and her head. She fucking jammed her head in between the frame of the car door and the police car and then spread out her legs and like hooked them underneath the frame of the door. And so they couldn't close the door. They were like pushing on her and they couldn't close the door. She's like, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Make me leave. Make me. And then once they finally got her under control, she was like, help, help, somebody get these handcuffs off me. They're hurting me. Call the police. Help, help. And we're like, ma'am, you asked for the police. We got you the police. The police are here. And now they're arresting your ass. You got to behave yourself, Jack. It was wild. She was like screaming, they're hurting me. They're hurting me. Help, help. And when I was walking inside, I seen Officer Rich, and he had a washcloth, and he was like trying to wipe the sweat off his face. I was like, oh shit. This bitch gave you a workout, huh? And he's like, hell yeah. He's like, she did not want to go quietly. I was like, damn. It's pretty crazy. And then speaking of crazy, this was like the ultimate no. You wanna rile me up, okay? You wanna rile me up. You wanna know what grinds my gears. Go on ahead and shout out my name loud enough for me to hear as I walk into a room while you're talking bad about me. And I walk into the room. And this sent me over the edge. So obviously I have a hard time arriving to work on time because things are happening and I'm terrible at time management. Look at how late this podcast is. This podcast used to be published on Wednesdays. It's goddamn Saturday, okay? So I'm terrible with time management, okay? But I'm trying. The point is I'm trying, right? But something came up. My dog has been sick off and on for the last month, okay? And then after he's better now, he's been crying, and I'm thinking maybe he's sick, something's going on. It's been so hot, the heat really bothers him because he has long hair. So he cries a lot more than he normally does. So I'm just trying to attend to him. And what I discovered the crying is he wants to play, or he wants me to take him for a walk. And I'm like, bruh, I have to go to work, okay? You got your little walk on early in the morning. I can play with you for 10 minutes, but I got to go, which that 10 minutes means I'm going to be late. So I'm late. And so I'm trying to take care of my dog. And I treat my dogs like my children, okay? I'm very particular about my dogs. I don't have kids. I would like to have kids, but I don't have kids. So the dogs are the closest things to my children. So I'm already worried about, what's wrong with him because he can't talk. So I just know that he's crying. So I'm trying to give him medicine. I'm trying to give him things so that he's calm. I'm trying to see, is his tummy swollen? Maybe he ate something because he's done that before. And he, had upset stomach and we had to go to the vet and they had to pump his stomach. It's a whole situation, okay? Because he gets out in the yard and he eats things he shouldn't eat. Like fucking gopher's heads, like fucking cat poop, a whole nine, okay? So I thought he might have eaten something. And so I was playing with him, trying to give him his medicine. So anyway, so obviously I arrived to work 2 minutes late. Fucking 2 minutes late. I walk into the room and I hear my friend say hello. And then I hear my rata coworker going, I need to go to the bathroom. Telling my boss, my fucking boss, telling our boss, Jen's late and I need to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, bitch, The fuck are you doing? Are you fucking ratting me out, bitch? You couldn't wait 2 fucking minutes? You've been at work for 2 fucking hours, and you mean to tell me that you couldn't go to the bathroom without me? You need me to hold your hand? What the fuck is this, man? Why are you telling my boss that I'm late and you need to go to the bathroom? Just go to the motherfucking bathroom. Why are you shouting my name out, telling everybody that I'm fucking late? And I was like, really, bitch? Really, bitch? Is this the part where I pull out a consent form from my briefcase and have you sign it so I can smack the dog shit out of you? What is this? I don't understand, because anytime anybody else is late, I don't give a fuck. I don't be telling nobody's business. I don't do that. People, things are happening, lives are happening, we're living, shit happens. And besides, there's nobody in my fucking work. It's slow as hell. Nobody there. We ain't performing open heart surgery, okay? Shit can wait. If you are late because you got something going on, you're late. Okay. I'd rather, the way my work is going, I'd rather you be fucking late as you want, hours late, than call off work completely. Because that's what's happening. We just have people who just don't even show up at all, which creates a strain, right? So I would rather have a relationship with my staff where if you need to do something, just do it and tell me what's going on, right? But just the fact that management already has this strain with people, with employees and how they treat people. People are like, you know what? Fuck y'all. I ain't coming. Okay? That crosses my mind every single day, other than the days I'm off. Yes, I would love to call off because, you know what? Fuck them. They don't treat people good. They don't pay people good. They don't appreciate nothing but haters. So I don't blame people for calling off. But if there was a better relationship between employees and management, maybe people wouldn't call off so much. Just saying. But anyway, I'm like, I'm here, okay? At least I'm here. But the fact that she's shouting out my business to my boss, and I was like, you fucking Momo. You fucking dumb son of a bitch. You goofy. You're an adult. You need to go to the bathroom. Go to the fucking bathroom. Why do you gotta announce it to everybody? Okay? What I'm doing and what you're doing. Just go. I don't tell nobody. I work plenty of shifts where I don't have coverage until my 5th hour. I am the only person there. There's nobody else there. I don't go to my boss and go, I have to go to the bathroom. So-and-so not here. I can't go to the bathroom. Just fucking go. Get out of here. Vamos. I was like, bitch. Oh, that set me off, Jack. That will get me going. I'm walking in the room and you bad mouthing me, and I come in the room. I'm like, okay, you want to fight? We fighting. That's it. Riverside Jen is here. Riverside, motherfucker. That is the way we scrapping. Okay, I will tell you. Don't let me walk in a room and you be talking shit about me and I hear it, because I'm like, what, bitch? What? There's a reason why I don't have my ears pierced. I don't have to worry about taking my earrings out. We just fighting, okay? I don't wrestle, I beat bitches up. In the words of Coral from The Real World, I don't wrestle, I beat bitches up. I was ready to yoke this lady's wig off. I'm like, bitch, how dare you? How dare you? Why the hell are you shouting out my business? Why are you blowing my cover, man? Just go to the fucking bathroom. The time you waited for me to get there, you could have went to the bathroom 10 fucking times. We wouldn't have this problem. You wouldn't be telling our boss. You wouldn't be ratting on me like, oh, Jen's not here. So then the next day, my boss is calling me, telling me I'm late the next day. And I was like, that's kind of weird, because I'm actually here in the office. She's like, what? And I was like, yeah, you're telling me I'm late and I've already been to work. I've been here for the last 20 minutes. She's like, oh, well, okay, bye. And I'm like, yeah. See, I'm like, now this bitch is on my tail now. I'm like, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, bitch. Thanks a lot. Jesus Christ. I don't understand. I don't understand the bitch assness. And speaking of bitch assness, my other coworker, holy smokes, man. This motherfucker went to lunch with his only friend, another coworker. And apparently she called him to tell him that she had COVID. And he was like, I went to lunch with my friend the other day, and she called me to tell me she had COVID. And now I'm like, oh, great. Now I'm gonna get it. And I was like, hold on, player. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. I was like, bitch, how many days ago was that? He's like, oh, it was like a couple of days ago. And I was like, do you have any symptoms? He was like, well, no, but I might. And I was like, man, go fuck yourself. I'm like, bitch, worry about it then. Worry about it then. When you cross the fucking bridge, worry about it then. Otherwise, you're fine. You got your sense of taste. You don't got no headaches. You're not throwing up. You don't got diarrhea. Do you have any symptoms? Well, no, but... And I was like, well, looks like you don't have COVID. Out of my face. Out of my face. I was like, God damn it, man. You're a 60-year-old man. 60-year-old man-child. And if you went to lunch with your friend who had COVID, who has symptoms, and you don't have symptoms, and it's been days, you don't have it, man, okay? Fucking jog off, bitch. Jog off, you fucking prick. You don't have it. It's over. He's like almost like psyching himself up to pretend sick. I feel like he wants to be sick so he can call off work. So he has an excuse to call off work because he don't want to be there. But he also likes going to work because he only has one friend, and that one friend works at another location. So he really don't have friends. And so that one friend that he does have, she's married and she spends a lot of time with her husband and her family. And he doesn't get to hang out with her as often as he would like to. So he's very childlike. I'm childish. He's childlike. I'm like, you, dog, you're not sick. You're fine. Don't fucking wish yourself to be sick. What is this? You're fine. You're fine. Fucking move on with your life. He's like, oh, I might get it. And then the next day, my coworker's like, hey, did you throw up yet? Do you have diarrhea? I'm like super loud. I was like, this is the bitch that be shouting out people's business. Now she's shouting out his business. Hey, have you shit yourself yet? Have you thrown up? Well, I guess you don't have COVID. I was like, damn. Motherfucker, yo. It's just some of the bitch assness at my work. I cannot deal with that. Some current events. Well, as we were recording this very podcast, oh boy, Trumpito, the Donge, the old trumpet, the old dump, he got shot, yo. Somebody tried to assassinate his ass in Philly, which I'm shocked that anybody could even hold a gun steady that long enough in Philly to even attempt to assassinate anybody in Philly, because everybody's so cracked out on drugs. They're like fucking zombies. Go ahead and look at downtown Philly and fentanyl. Everybody's all bent over. How is everybody even sober enough to shoot somebody is beyond me. So I was just like, wait, what? Y'all shot Trump? He's got blood like on his ear or the side of his head, so it looks like the bullets appear to graze Brother Trump. And so, damn, I hope they catch the person, because I'm not political. I am not political. I do not care for Biden. I do not care for Trump. I don't care. I don't give a shit. We haven't had an impactful president, not in my lifetime. Thank you. Good night. Wait, Abraham Lincoln, I was not around, but apparently he freed the slaves, even though he had some. So I'm just saying, maybe that was the best guy, and that was it. I haven't heard about a good one since. And y'all, I hate talking about politics. I fucking hate talking about politics. It blows my mind. It's one thing to like be informed, so you kind of have an idea of what's going on. But I feel like the way people know about politics is an attempt to be like, oh, I'm smarter than you because my team is doing this, or I know what's going on. I have an understanding, and y'all of you are completely stupid. And I'm on the other side of it doesn't matter who's in charge. None of y'all are going to pay my bills. None of y'all are going to help me find a wife. None of y'all are going to fix my car when it breaks down. I'm sorry. You're not important to me. I was at a family dinner and my cousin was like, honey, did you hear about Project 2025? And I was like, yeah, it's fake. She goes, no, it's not. No, it's not. They're going to arrest. You should be appalled. They're going to arrest black and gay people. That's you. And I was just like, okay. And I was like, well, if you're going to arrest me, then let me live my life in the meantime. She's like, no, that's not the point. If you vote for Trump, he's going to have you thrown into a concentration camp because you're black and you're gay. He's going to lock up all the minorities, all the gay people. And it's just like, I looked at her husband and I was like, have you talked to your wife lately? And he just shaking his head. He's like, I'm too tired for all this. And she's like, yeah, it's going to happen. Project 2025. And we must elect Biden. I'm like, must elect Biden? I was like, excuse me, ma'am. He is not well. This is public knowledge. Like, he can't really form sentences. He can barely walk. He looks lost. Like, this is not somebody you want in charge of the nuclear button. And I was actually listening to a podcast about how the nuclear button works, and the nukes are the one button the president doesn't have to ask anybody permission for. He doesn't have to get permission from Congress to use it. He can just hit it. So if he gets warning that somebody's doing some shit, he's just going to hit the button. He's not, and I don't want somebody who does not have all their faculties anywhere near that button. I'm just saying, it's not personal, okay? There's a lot of things at stake here, okay? And we need somebody who has a sound mind. And I'm not saying Trump has one or doesn't have one. I'm just saying we need somebody else who's a little bit younger, who's a little bit more responsible, and will not press that button unless they absolutely have to. So she was like, look, you fell for it. That's another lie. Biden is perfectly fine. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, I don't care for either or. So listen to what I'm saying. I don't care for either person. I said, I'm independent. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I'm independent. Okay. Congratulations. Both of y'all have pushed me away. So my vote doesn't count, but I get to vote with my heart. And I like that. And, so she was like, that's a lie. And I was like, it's not a lie. It's everywhere. Turn on any sort of TV or anything with a video, and you see Uncle Joe stumbling around, flubbing his words, calling people the wrong names. Like, this is some serious old people shit. And this guy can't run again. He's not capable. I'm sorry. I hate to burst your bubble, but I'm sorry. But her thinking is like, anybody but Trump is why we're in this mess to begin with. Okay? The thinking anybody but Trump is anybody but this guy who's completely brain dead. That makes no sense. I'm sorry. I know you don't like Trump. That's personal. I'm looking at, hey, I started trading when Trump was in office and my portfolio was green. When Biden was in office, my portfolio has been red. So I'm just going by what I see. And what I see is apparently business is better when Trump is in office. Okay. That's all I care about is my family, my friends, my dogs, jiu-jitsu, and business. Okay. My retirement's on the line here. And so if there's no money to retire because Uncle Joe keeps doing what he's doing, then that's the situation we have. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not for either or. I'm for neither. Actually, I don't care for any of it. Okay. It's just not on my priority. And she's just like, I can't believe what you're saying. You're going to get rounded up and put in a concentration camp. And I said, well, I hope they have guns because it's going to take a lot of them motherfuckers to round me up anywhere. Okay. I have fought 3 men in a street before. 3. And I left standing upright. And them 3 dudes did not. So you're going to need a lot more. And secondly, that just doesn't even make sense. Like, there are plenty of Republican black people in this country who will be like, no, we're not going to get rounded up. What are you talking about? Like, it's just the whole situation, the fear mongering, the propaganda, the virtue signaling, the soapbox this, my team is better than yours. I cannot take it. So I just kind of stay out of it. I catch little bits and pieces of it, but I pretty much just stay out of it because it doesn't make sense to waste all that energy. And she was just like shocked. And then she was like, honey, listen to what she's saying. And her husband was like, that's how she feels. I'm like, whose president is not even in my top 100 of priorities right now. Okay. That is not a situation for me. I'm just trying to stay alive, pay my bills, spend time with my family, be with my dogs, get to jujitsu as much as possible, start my own business, help people. I don't, pizza, tacos, ice cream. Not even close to who's president, not even close to politics, who's doing what. The whole situation is just too much for me to handle, which is why I stay out of it. Which is why I don't really talk about it on here. But just the fact that she was just like trying to like convince me, I've been like, oh, okay. Oh my God, I had no idea. Project 2025. Oh, I'm going to get arrested. So I must keep Biden, to keep me out of a concentration camp. I must keep Biden, right? And I'm like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Do you think Trump gives a shit about anybody else but himself? Be real. Have an honest answer. The same reason Biden. Hello, if we go back, we remember Biden ran for president. I don't know if you're old enough to remember, but Biden ran for president and his bitch ass got laughed out of the race because he lied. He lied. And back then, journalism had integrity and they called him out on it. And they're like, bro, what? You did not graduate the first of the class. Matter of fact, you didn't go to no class. You a lying ass bitch. Get out of here. Okay. So my man's has been lying this whole time. And so I'm not saying that that's why he's not going to give the vote. I'm just saying like, he's not any better or worse than Trump. Like all of them lie. They're only doing this job because that's what they want. They want this for themselves. They don't want it for anybody else. Not trying to help people. Hello, you want to help people, you start with your city. You go run for city council. You run for mayor. You run for treasurer. You run for things that will directly impact you. Or you run for Congress or senator or something of those lines. But president, your hands are tied, Jack. Your hands are fucking tied. I'm sorry. I hate to tell you, but your hands are fucking tied. And that's just based on my political knowledge. My mom worked in D.C., so I have a little bit of a feeling on what's going on and how things work. And when my mom found out how things worked in D.C., she left. So that should tell you, as a business lady of her stature, there's just shit going on. There's people behind the scenes and there's just things that they want done. And there's things that are always going to happen. And this is always going to happen and continue to happen until people realize like, hey, you know what? Maybe I should actually look and vote with my dollars. Like, cause these corporations are the ones that are picking the people to run. So they give them money. So, and then when these people win whatever office they win, they're like, cool, I have to represent the people that gave me the money, what they want. So I just feel like it's anybody who's running for like president or, White House kind of stuff, like they it's just about them. It's not really about the people anymore. Once you're that high up, it's really just about you. But on the low end of the spectrum, like, I think if you want to make things happen, I think it starts within your community, the things that you do in your community. My man's, who had like a team of people filling potholes up because the city can't even do it. So they're putting dirt in these potholes. Hello. These are the heroes of today. What about the boot girls in Atlanta? You can DM them on Instagram, and if your car is booted, they will come out and they have a key that they made from a 3D printer, and they will free your car for half of the price of the ticket of the boot. Come on. These people are saving lives. These are heroes, okay? Don't talk to me about no Project 2025. Talk to me about Project right now, right in your community, right here, right now. What are you doing to make your world a better place in your community? Because if you start small, it affects other people, and that's how things get big. When you try to start affecting big things, shit don't really happen. It's like taking a piss in the ocean, right? But if you start with, hey, how about we do better with our trash? How can I use things that are like biodegradable or some shit that, is going to have an impact? Just saying. I just think the thought process of people is a little ass backward, and president is like their mommy or daddy or something, or their savior. And it's just not going to happen. It's not going to work. Even if your air quotes team gets in, like, things are still going to be shit, but it'll be not as shitty. It's still shit. I'm of the spectrum. How can I make things better? Like, when I'm coaching people, how can I make them better? Like, I coached my first competition class the other day, and I was so excited. So this is what started this whole story, y'all. So Friday, my coach and some of my teammates were competing in San Diego. And you guys know that it is super dangerous for me to drive anywhere more than 20 minutes. I mean, I fall asleep coming home from work sometimes. I just get sleepy, some kind of weird road hypnosis, whatever. So when I drive long distances, I kind of map out, or I'll let people know, like, hey, I'm going to stop here or here, just to kind of wake up my mind or let my body stretch out, even though it's not that long of a drive. I've done super, super long drives before, but just for some reason, just if I'm by myself in a car, I get sleepy. So I drove to San Diego. Driving to San Diego is a 2 to 4 hour drive on a Friday. Okay. And, I had initially planned to spend the night down there with my family. So that way I wouldn't be rushed. I wouldn't worry about falling asleep, because I would have had a good night's rest. And, just randomly got selected to, or randomly volunteered to coach a class. And I've been wanting to coach a class, but I felt like I was not prepared enough, that I'm, not as experienced as I would want to be to teach a class. But the people that normally teach were on vacation, and then there was one other person who was already teaching another class. So the coach was like, hey, I don't have anybody else. Can you do this? And I was like, yeah, without hesitation, because that's what I want to do. So I'm like, I need to do this, okay? Even though I was like, man, I don't feel like I'm good enough to teach a class. What am I even going to teach? I barely know things. Like, what the fuck? This is a whole situation. Are people even going to show up? And so I was just really overwhelmed with that. So I was just like kind of holding those feelings in for the week, but I was like studying different techniques and things like that. So I was like, how can I teach this? How can I teach this? How can I teach this? And then like Wednesday, 2 days before the Friday class, I saw a YouTube video about how to train people. And I was like, oh my God, this is fate. This is fate. So I watched that video, and that helped me train people. And I'm so glad that I did that. Now, that put me at risk to be falling asleep while driving, and I certainly did. But I made it. Okay. Obviously you're hearing my voice, so I didn't die. I almost did, but I didn't die. So in the teaching process, because it's what I want to do, as I was teaching people, I felt that my impact, the things that I was telling the students, was helpful to them. The things that we were doing were helpful to their jiu-jitsu journey. That, to me, feels like I made a difference, okay? I'm not a president. I'm not nothing. I'm just a regular person who loves jiu-jitsu and wants to teach other people who love jiu-jitsu also, or teach them how to learn how to do jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai or whatever, to defend yourself, something. So I feel like that's where my impact comes in, or me doing this podcast. If I'm, somebody is listening to this and maybe needs some sort of idea or maybe a thought, or maybe the way I'm talking might stir something within them, cool, I've done my job. To me, that is 1,000,000 times better than what any president has ever done since Abraham Lincoln, okay? And that's just my opinion. You can tell me otherwise. But I just feel like the impact resonates with people, and I'll hear from different people like, oh, I never thought of it like this way, or you've motivated me to do this. And I'm like, damn, really? Me? Little old me? Even though I'm not so little? This is awesome. I'm making a difference. And that to me means more than any dollar sign in the world, any president, any law or bill or whatever the fuck. Like, we're teaching people real life skills, either how to get things done or how to get organized or how to learn something, or just to be out there. Like, my teammates that competed, 2 out of the 3 lost. But the fact that they got out there and they tried is very difficult. It is extremely difficult. I don't like competing. I love teaching people how to compete. I don't like competing for me, because the energy that's in there, where it's like, it's kill or be killed. I reserve that energy for that exact moment. If somebody's trying to kill me, then I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to simulate that in tournament, because I'm very calm in how I roll. I don't roll to be hurting people or whatever. I'm just rolling for peace, man. Jiu-jitsu is like my relaxation, my yoga, my meditation. Other people use it for other ways. God bless you. For me, I'm just vibrating at a certain energy level. I don't, exceed a certain limit. And so for competition, you got a red line. You got to go to 110%. And so since I've done a couple, I understand. And I go, you know what? This shit ain't for me, man. It ain't for me, Jack. But if it's in you, get out there. Fucking do it. Do I want to still compete? Absolutely. But, I have to find the right either tournament company or the right rule set that works for my jiu-jitsu game, because mine is patience. I'm not going out there to kill you. So for me, I have to look for tournaments that are submission only, where there's no points or anything like that, where I just get to do the submission and we can just try and do submissions until the timer runs out. That's it. That's my style. When you got points involved, that screws me the hell up. I don't know. You can't go to the ground unless you do this. You can't do this after a certain time, and then you lose points, or it's a whole thing. And I don't like that. So I like to do jiu-jitsu for fun, for peace, and for a better understanding and the knowledge of the game. That's it. So, I don't know where the hell I was going with that, but my point is the impact. There we go. Oh, I have brain damage. The impact, I feel like, I want to teach other people, to love jiu-jitsu as much as I do, or to maybe learn some sort of technique or move or something that will elevate their game. That's all. That's what gets me out of bed is helping people. That's it. Whether I'm helping you with vitamins, as long as you're cool, I'll help you with vitamins. You need something built. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'll give it a shot. I'll give you a hand. I don't care. I just love to help people. Okay. And if I can encourage, anyone who's listening, to be the best you that you can be, and be an ambassador. And when I say ambassador, I mean like, hey, help somebody out. Help somebody out. You're on the road and this person got their blinker on for 1.5 miles and nobody let them in. Let them in. Come on. Let them in. Let's just be a little bit more helpful. I think the small stuff on the lower stages is really what makes the difference within you, and that difference spreads to other people in your community, and that improves your community. So that's just my thought. And speaking of community, we need to throw this bitch out. Ben Affleck's daughter, Violet Affleck. Apparently, she's 18 years old, so this is fair game. It's not a child. This is fair game. So I get to roast this bitch to high hell. So apparently she has had long COVID or symptoms of Leukovia. And she was at a city council meeting talking to, which, here she was trying to air quotes make a difference. And telling the city council that we need to go back to mandatory mask mandates because that will make us safer. And I'm going to have to say, hold on, player. Hold on, Violet. Sweet girl. Kind of looks like Jennifer Gardner, but nerdy. God bless you. If you want to wear a mask, go on ahead and wear a mask. No judgment. Wear a mask. But it's already been proven that the mask does not stop COVID. It's a respiratory virus. No respiratory virus in history has been stopped. Okay? So, with that being said, wearing the mask isn't very effective against Leukovia. However, it does stop, air quotes, particles from the mouth. So we're talking like saliva, blood, mucus. That's why a doctor wears those things when they're operating on you so they don't drip into your wound. They never were talking about any respiratory things, okay? Because it's in the air. There's nothing you could do about the air. It's in the air. Just like it would explain why some people who stayed in their house away from people who got deliveries, never left their house during Leukovia, still got Leukovia because it's in the air. So there's nothing we can do about it. So the fact that she's just like, we need to make mandatory mask mandates for government buildings and hospitals and jails and da-da-da-da. It's like, mommy, you don't ever have to work again. Your mom is Jennifer Gardner. Your dad is Ben Affleck. Your former stepmom is J-Lo. Like, mommy, you're good. I think you need to, like, maybe go backpacking in Europe and experience something other than LA. Because for some reason, LA kids be hella soft. And I think y'all need to leave your area or even spend a week in San Bernardino. Something to kind of give you some kind of culture shock because you don't know shit, bitch. You're not a scientist. Neither am I. But just all the studying that I've read, it said that it was less than 5% was stopping the spread. So because it's 5%, they could say it was greater than 0, but they don't know if that 5% was effective enough to stop Leukovia. So the results were inconclusive. So based on what I've read. So, hey, Violet, jog off. You want to wear a mask? Wear 10 of them. I don't give a shit. But don't make it. Don't be telling law officials about other people's business, trying to make other people wear a mask because you got long Leukovia. I think, like I said, I think you need to go experience a world outside of LA. Maybe go backpacking in Europe for a couple weeks, or maybe to go to fucking Tanzania. I don't know, bitch, but you need to calm down with the mandatory mask mandate. It's over. Your team lost. Again, I don't care if you want to wear a mask, go for it. Hell, I've been sick and I've worn a mask. It's cool, man. It's cool. But we know that Leukovia is in the air and there's nothing we can do about it. And you can't stop it. Okay. And if you want to get mad at somebody, get mad at Brother Fauci because this guy funded it and then he lied about it. So that's the guy. If we could all come to an agreement together, it would be to arrest that man. He's responsible for this madness. He's responsible for so many people dying, for fucking risking people's health with this fucking virus. And then on top of that, his little vaccine scheme or whatever the fuck that was, he's risking people's health with that. I mean, I got that shot and then 2 weeks later, they pulled it for blood clots. I'm like, I'm sitting in a airplane. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to die. I got a vaccine, yo. And then when I landed and I didn't die, I was like, fuck you, Fauci, you bitch. Bitch ass bitch. But every now and then I'm like, fuck, did you give me... Stupid bitch. No, you know what? Fauci will be lucky. I will probably die behind the wheel because I'll be falling asleep driving everywhere. So, yeah, I left San Diego at 11 something at night. And I got home at like 1:30 in the morning. I said, oh my God, Lord Jesus, I cannot do this again. It's just such a nightmare. Speaking of again, I mean, I know I need to go to San Diego because the only lesbian bar within 2 hours of my house is there. And how am I supposed to meet Mrs. Right? It's not working with dating apps, y'all. It's just a fucking scam. Most of the dating apps are filled with bots or men pretending to be ladies or Nigerian scammers. So I have to go to the gay lady bar to meet the woman of my dreams, right? This is kind of crazy, but this is just what I'm feeling. I could be wrong. But in the process of getting there, I might die. I might fucking die driving down there, which is crazy. Everyone's like, well, then spend the night at your family's house. And I was like, yeah, but if I go down there, then I feel obligated to spend time with them. So, and I'm not going to go. But I'm going to come up with a strategy. I initially had a plan to go on Friday, but, I chose the responsible adult way and said, you know what? This is my future at stake. And as much as I would want to meet the woman of my dreams, I want to coach. I want to get my black belt. I want to be the best jiu-jitsu practitioner that I can be. So that means I have to go to the gym. So, sorry, the gay ladies can wait. But one of these days I will get there. But man, every time I announce that I'm going to go there, something always comes up. Something always interrupts my plans to go. So now I'm just not even going to say anything. I'm just going to go down there. I'm just going to tell people, I'm like, hey, I'm down here. Goodbye. Holy shit. Unbelievable. All right, folks. I must end the show. But before I go, please go to www.industrialistbrand.com. Use promo code Gen10. They are not a sponsor of mine anymore, but they just released my sponsored rash guard. So when I was sponsored, part of the deal was they were promising me a design. So my design is available for purchase. Pre-order. I think you have a month for the pre-order. So use promo code Gen10 and pre-order yours truly, my Who's Gen rash guard with industrialistbrand.com. RamblePerRadio.com. Like I said, I need to definitely clean up some shirts and put up some new designs up there. Because what the hell? It's time for some new shit. All right? It's time for some new shit. So I will be working on that very, very, very soon. Hopefully within the next month. I hope to have a bunch of new shirts up there, take down some old ones, and call time on that. All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am encouraging you this week and every day to be ambassadors for yourself and your community. However that means. Just be helpful. Be helpful to yourself and be helpful to each other. All right, folks. I will talk to y'all next week. But until then, this is Ramble Per Radio. I'm out. Peace.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
You have mental problem, you have you need attention, you need something.